right, here we go. What's poppin', everybody? AJ Writes Crypto here, giving my my audio setup another. I think I got it worked out. I think I might have it fixed. Maybe, just maybe. So give me a thumbs up in the chat if I sound okay, if I sound weird, if I'm too loud. Just let me know so I can adjust on the fly here. I think I got it figured out. It sounds pretty good in here, but you know, all right, do you guys want to be honest? You want me to be completely honest about me being 3 minutes late today? You want me to be honest? So this is what I did. I'll keep it 100% real with you. What I did was that I clicked, like, you know, the countdown that you guys always see, the stock StreamYard countdown. I did not oversleep. I pressed the countdown and then I did not click live. And when the countdown went, I went like, "What's up, AJ Writes Crypto here." I even had my glasses on like a jackass. Alan was on the screen for a minute there. And then I was like, wait, I don't see like how many people are in the chat. And I was like, oh, actually, I never clicked live. So I did 3 minutes of a show talking to the computer and I didn't click the live button at 11 o'clock. So that was fun. But we did it. We did well. We did very well. Brian calling me a liar. That's a really good way to lose a wrench. Just saying, that ain't it. So definitely, yeah, let me know, mods, how the audio sounds as we go. I think I got it worked out. You know, today's a really big day. Today's is the interview with John Allen Woods. John Allen Woods' interview is today. And, you know, I've prepared. I've read the questions 100 times. I know the roadmap. I know it. I got it down, but I am nervous. You know, it's a big one. You know what I mean? This is probably one of the biggest interviews I might have ever done. And it's one of those days. It's just like, you know, like I know it's going to be fine, but like you think like, what if the connection's wrong? Like, what if my mic cuts out? Like, you know what I mean? There's just a lot to it. So it's one of those days where it's just like, you know what, let's just go with the flow. Do what we do best and just send it. And that's what I want to do today. So big shout out to John and the Algorand Foundation for doing this interview with me. Going to be really amazing. And French Toaster said, "Gonna miss the interview. My class starts today at 2. Well, guess what, French Toaster? I thought about this. I got you. Because not only are we doing it on a Twitter space, we are also going to film it here in my recording software. And, you know, and so I can edit the video and put the full interview out and even chop it up and put shorts out and stuff like that. So it's actually going to be, for anybody who misses the live Twitter space, you'll be able to watch it. But definitely listen to it live. It's going to be, you know, the non-edited version will be live on Twitter. So definitely watch the live version on Twitter. Going to really fast here. Bunch of really wild stuff going on in the markets right now. 1 minute. Let me click this button here. Why is that? Okay, there we go. So here is the interview with John. It's just another reminder tweet that I put out yesterday. It's today at 2 p.m. Very big deal for Algorand, the roadmap and all that. Very big deal for AJ Writes Crypto as a channel and as a brand. And this is it, guys. So I just put this tweet here in the chat. Definitely go give this tweet some love. Set a reminder if you have not already got some portfolio ratings in. We will get to the portfolio ratings in the second half of the show. Thank you, Doozle, for the super chat. We appreciate you. Let me save that one real fast. Put it to the photos. Boom, you're on the list. You are on the list. So definitely, guys, go give this tweet some love. Really, really big deal. One of the biggest Twitter spaces, personal Twitter spaces I've ever done. I've done some very big Twitter spaces with Mario and Ben and stuff, but as a personal Twitter space, this is big. This is really big. So big shout out to Algorand, and you know, they're making headlines right now. This is really big for them. The whole roadmap, what they're doing, we'll definitely get more into it as we go. And also big shout out to the Algorand family. My second drop of my clothing line, Get Rich or Get Wrecked. Only 100 of these will ever be made. We sold a good amount of them. There are still some that if you guys want to scoop them up, it's a limited drop. Once these 100 are sold, that is it. This one, you know, dedicated to the Algo fam. Big shout out to the Algo fam, Algorand community. As you guys know, that like I'm not really doing this clothing line for my own pockets. It's not like I'm taking this money and running. All the money that I make from Get Rich or Get Wrecked goes back into Get Rich or Get Wrecked or goes to the community. So, and this one is specifically going to be made for an Algorand giveaway. So there is that tweet right there in the chat. Definitely go check out that. And if you want to win one, the giveaway is still open. If you want a chance to win this hoodie, all you have to do is like, retweet the tweet, and follow my good friends at cryptochips.io. Almost at 2,100 on Twitter there. My favorite crypto merch and one of my main sponsors for my channel. Big shout out to cryptochips.io. Definitely go give them a follow over on Twitter. Boom, boom, boom. So before I even get into the market update, remember there was all this like noise, like with the Binance and the Coinbase, lawsuits, earlier in the summer, earlier in the year. It was like a really big deal. And remember, they use all these coins as like examples of coins that are securities. And in that list, they mentioned Algorand. So like a lot of people thought that like, oh, like the SEC is going after Algorand. And some people still think that. That's actually not true. They were used as an example in the case, but did Algorand actually ever get mailed anything? Did they ever get a formal letter from the SEC? No, they did not. And to even add to that, if you look at this, just came out here from, the SEC and Coinbase are fighting in court right now. And I do kind of want to talk about that a little bit here on the show today. But if you actually look at this tweet right here, I mean, I'm sure this is in formal articles too, but I saw it on a tweet breaking. The SEC says the 13 tokens alleged in their case were issued as securities. And they are talking Solana, Cardano, Polygon, Filecoin, Sandbox, Axie Infinity, Chiliz, Flow, ICP, Near, Voyager, Dash, and Nexo. Do you guys see what I see there? Do you guys see what I see? Algorand's not on the list. Algorand is not on that list. That is crazy. So they were used as an example. They were mentioned in the case, but the SEC never went after them. And now that, they're actually saying, they're circling back in the court and saying that these were issued as tokens, as securities. Hedera's not on the list. Quant's not on the list. Algorand's not on the list. This is good. This is good. And, we still don't really know the full effect of what this means, right? Like, once something is officially a security, is that the end? Is there a way to exist? I still feel like this remains to be seen. And also kind of with the flexible definition of the Howey test that they were talking about in the court case yesterday. We will get into those stories a little bit later in the show, but this is getting a little wild, getting a little crazy over here. So big shout out to everybody in the chat. Really appreciate you guys. No Algo, no XLM, no Celo. Exactly. There's a lot of coins there that are not listed as securities. I also am worried about how the case for XRP, that was always like the biggest case in crypto, right? Like with XRP being a security or not being a security or whatever, like I always felt that like if the SEC won that case, then they would be able to use XRP as an example, use it as precedent and say, you're a security, and you get a car and you get a car. Like that's what they probably would have done if they got their way in that case, right? Well, so now it's like, they don't have that and they lost that. So now they're really just trying to lock down any coin they can as a security. And once they get one, then they'll be able to say, well, this coin did that, this coin did. So, that's that kind of cascade avalanche effect. Once they get one coin, they can point out and say, this one's a security. So, I'm a little worried about that. But at the same time, I feel like the rules are going to change over time. I feel like we're not going to be stuck here the whole time with the SEC breathing over our necks, to be completely honest with you. So boom, boom, boom. Eric said Ben's picks were very mid. Ouch. I haven't watched that video, but I saw the way he did the video, how the coins like come out of the thing. I thought that was very creative on his part here, but I will definitely need to watch that video. And I will be the judge on if his picks were mid or not mid. All right. So definitely going to do a quick little market update here. All right, so we got Bitcoin still chilling. I made a video yesterday, and a lot of people aren't going to want to watch it. I don't want to talk about it too much. But the long of the short of it is that I would not be surprised to see a market correction here before the halving. And then, we can, just because we see a correction doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It doesn't, if we think about the sell in May, walk away, dump, when Bitcoin fell, 50% in 2021, and then by November we were back at all-time highs. I think like a dip like that is probable. Definitely watch that video. It's going to come out later today. I think I'm going to get it back from my editor at like 1 o'clock, and I'll make a thumbnail and put it up. So that video is going to be really big. You definitely don't miss that video. I don't want to go too far into it because I don't want to give away what I'm saying in the video, but the charts are not the best on larger time frames, and definitely watch the video to get the rest on that. All right, so checking the chat really fast. All right, cool. Yeah, shout out to Ricky Burris, my guy from Budge Creek, and take his advice. Make sure you smash that like button if you haven't already. Really appreciate it. Let's go back to the market update here. Didn't even have really a chance. We still got, Bitcoin 42.5, basically Ethereum 2,500, Solana still under 100, XRP and Cardano still under 60 cents. I mean, Cardano's back almost to 50 cents, Avalanche 35, kind of bleeding out a little bit. Chainlink popped up to 16, right back down to 15. Definitely there was a good short idea there off SR levels. Near protocol down 15% in the past 7 days. Scrolling on down to some of the coins I like a little bit more. HBAR a little bit further below 8 cents. So you got Caspa in the 10-cent range. Stacks 157, Mantle 69, VeChain under 3 cents. Dang, things have been falling pretty fast. Alts are bleeding here a little bit, and not surprised to see that, to be honest, based off the larger time frames of the charts. We have the graph under 16, Algorand under 19 at 18.6. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit more of a bleed as time goes on. That doesn't mean run for the hills. That doesn't mean sell your bags. I'm just saying I'm not surprised to see things bleeding out based off of the larger time frames on the charts. Definitely watch that video today, and we'll talk about that video on the show tomorrow. But if you're a chart person yourself, if you like TA, I would suggest looking at the stock market on a 5-day chart. I would suggest looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum on a 5-day chart and doing the math, because it's not looking the best for the immediate future in terms of altcoins, in terms of Bitcoin, and in terms of the S&P 500. So, we got another super chat here from Michael Edwards. Appreciate the super chat. I will get to the portfolio ratings in the second half of the show. Let me save that bad boy really quick. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I will have a portfolio video coming this weekend. I intentionally skipped because of the bleed out. I didn't want to just make videos about buying crypto and then have everything fall 30, 20% immediately after the buy. I have mentioned that a couple times on the show here, but I could have just bought stable coins, but I've also been really busy trying to get together these Algorand spaces and my other job with the round table and stuff like that. So I definitely am going to be upping my effort, this year with having more pre-recorded videos and stuff like that. I'm not even going to make any excuses on how busy I am, but most of the times I leave the office at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and I still struggle getting enough pre-record videos out. I feel like if I could get 3 or 4, at least 3 pre-record videos a week, it would be much better for the channel. Much better for the channel. An exit strategy video, please. We need to prep. That's fair. I feel like it's not time for an exit strategy video because I don't want people to panic. I feel like even if we dip 30% from here, that would be normal. That would be completely normal. And it's really about, you need to ask yourself, and align your goals with what you're doing. You need to ask yourself, am I comfortable, taking a 30% dip, or do I want to play the jump in, jump out game? And if you want to play the jump in, jump out game, realize that, you have to deal with the idea of short versus long-term capital gains. There's that. And when you jump back in, if you jump out and you jump back in, are you going to hold that for at least a year? You know what I mean? So you have to play that game. And then on top of that, you need to time it right. And when you play the jump in, jump out game, it happens fast. It happens very fast. So what I would say is, what I have done in the jump in, jump out game, if I would set a goal, I would say if I could jump out of, these 3 coins and if they fall 16% and I can buy back in after they fall 16%, even if they fall further, you still saved that 16% fall or 20% fall, whatever the number is in your head. So basically I want you to make a goal. If you feel like the market's going to crash, if you feel like things are going to fall, I want you to set a number in your head. I'm going to jump out, but I'm going to jump back in once it falls X. So it's just like you have a plan with, DCAing in, DCAing out of the market. I also want you to have a plan if you're playing the jump in, jump out game. It's a scary game to play, but it's much, much easier when it's goal oriented and when you have levels set in your mind, likely support resistance levels. And that's where, proper charting comes in, knowing how to chart, knowing how to, find support resistance lines, gone fans, stuff like that. So all this, it's all relevant, but pay attention. There is a lot of going on here. Thoughts on paid network and inspect. I don't know. I'll write those ones down. You got to catch them all, right, guys? You got to catch them all. Caught my light. That was a really good catch. Paid network and inspect. All right. Kenan Hinson, AJ, what RWAs do you think are going to pop off in 2030? Good question, Kenan. Thanks for the $5 super chat. So, the RWA narrative is very, very interesting. I literally just talked about this on the show yesterday, that right now the total market cap of RWAs in crypto is roughly $2.23 billion. $2.23 billion. And I saw this article, I think KuCoin put it out. It was all over the place. And it's saying by 2030, it's projected to have $16.1 trillion in RWAs. So this goes under a couple assumptions that things go right. Okay, so the first assumption is that there is some flexibility with the SEC laws and like the way they do securities. Like, is there going to be some evolution in terms of what the SEC describes as a security? Because basically, just because you wrap something in a token, like a house or a Pokemon card, if you fractionalize something, that doesn't just mean it's not a security, right? So there has to be some evolution with how they, properly deal with tokenized and fractionalized assets. That's number one. Number two, there needs to be some sort of standard, some sort of interoperability with RWAs, because if they're all siloed off, right? Because Chainlink does RWAs, Algorand and HBAR does RWAs, and Stellar Lumen does they all do RWAs. So I think there needs to be some sort of standard where it's like, if like you fractionalize your house with Algorand, you can't fractionalize your house with anything else. And there are already like pre-existing legacy things where you can do sort of things like that. And this is another thing we need to take in common with RWAs, is that how are we going, if we do these things with Chainlink, we do these things with Algorand, with RWAs, what happens if the institutions make their own native blockchain for fractionalization and tokenization? What if how do we know the government won't make their own blockchain? It could come from the institutions or the government itself. Because it really comes down to the trust of the people. You know what I mean? Because are people going to trust fractionalizing their assets from JP Morgan or BlackRock or whatever? Or are they going to trust the token, fractionalization of their assets from a startup on Cosmos? You know what I mean? So there is a lot to consider there. I had a conversation on Mario's podcast just the other day about real world assets, and this guy I talked to, I didn't really like him. He was kind of very forward, but he made some strong points, but kind of under the assumption that there will be no change, and under the assumption that everything is already a security, which it's not. I feel like him and Gary have tea together, but you still have to consider these things. Like with RWAs, like basically his theory was that this idea that RWAs is going to bring trillions of dollars into crypto is a lie, because how is it going to be, how is the government going to get their piece? Basically, how is it going to be regulated? That's the word I couldn't think of. The word we say so much, I couldn't think of the word regulation there for a second. But yeah, so it's interesting. It's interesting for sure. So I hope that answered your question. So, all right. So going to keep it rolling here, I do want to take a quick look at the gainers and the losers, as those are the most volatile coins today. And, there's probably, I always look at the gainers and the losers when I think, all right, which if I want to trade today, which coins could I be looking at? Which coins are moving? Which coins have volume? And this is why we look at this little section here. Conflux up 8, Flare up 4, Blur up 4, Maker 4, A-Star. Everything's not up that high. When the leader is less than 10%, that's how you know it's kind of probably a sideways days for most projects. And then when you get to the losers is when you really start to see what's going on. Thorchain down 11, Tau down 8, basically 9%, Beam down 8, Chili's down 7. And the Chili's dump. Pretty obvious that Chili's was going to fall down. Basically, it pumped up significantly after the couple of announcements that they put out. And anytime something just rips up like that, you definitely going to watch for the retest. So that one was pretty obvious. SWE, Chainlink down 6, Injective down basically 6, Bonk down 4, the Graph down 4. That's sad. Rip. Yeah, so there is a little bit of a bleed out happening right now. Not surprised about it. Definitely stay tuned for my video later today that explains the bleed out, why it's happening, and what to look for. It's a watch for sure. I wanted to put it out yesterday, but I could not get it edited in time. But you will get it today, and I'm using large time frames for this chart, so it's not that time sensitive. But you guys need to watch it today for sure. All right, so let's look at a couple stories here, and then we will get into the Rate My Portfolio section of the show. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Got about 300 people in the house right now. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Make sure you smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. And make sure you're at the, for anybody who came into the show a little bit late, today is the big day. Today I'm interviewing John Allen Woods, the CTO of Algorand, in regards to their 2024 technical roadmap. This interview has been coming, for a long time. I'm really glad that they do this really big announcement. I'm the first person that gets to interview John. I'm very humbled and honored and grateful for that opportunity. So if you haven't had a chance yet, definitely head over to Twitter here. I will put it in the chat one more time for anybody who missed the beginning of the show. It's in the chat right now. Click. Definitely set a reminder that 2 o'clock today, we're going to talk the roadmap, and it's going to be a conversation with John's going to go beyond the roadmap. We're going to be talking a lot of other questions, a couple misconceptions people might have about Algorand, so we can kind of clear up that and go forward. If you missed the space, don't be worried. We are recording it in this recording software that I'm using as well. And we'll put the interview out on the channel here as well. And also I'll probably chop it up, make shorts out of it, stuff like that. It's a really, I've been kind of thinking when I do Twitter spaces, why am I just doing this Twitter space? Why am I not filming this Twitter space and chopping up the videos? And that's content. It's literally free content, and I think I'm going to be doing stuff like that a little bit more. Obviously I can't do that with Mario's stuff because that's his property, but for my personal spaces, which I'm going to be doing a little bit more of, I did a lot of my own personal spaces and had put up really good numbers for where I was. Last year when I was doing them on Tuesdays at Hit Network, I literally had 4,000 subscribers and would have 300 people in every space. So I definitely need to get back to more personal spaces as well. And also Friday, tomorrow, I'm doing a space with Wolf Financial, which is pretty cool. Him and I have been talking about a couple ideas to do some things on spaces and stuff. And he's a pretty massive account, especially in the Web 2 kind of world and stuff like that. And Kevin, please do some more Algorand videos. I got you. Next week, I'm gonna make a video about the roadmap. I'm gonna make a video at the Algorand price prediction for next week. And then I'll probably do some fun videos, maybe some ecosystem stuff. I have a couple things planned out for Algorand content in the near future. So big shout out to Algo, and please be at that space 2 p.m. guys. I would really appreciate it if everyone watching this show made it to the space at 2 o'clock. It's going to be a big one. I worked really hard, 1, to make the space happen, and 2, getting the questions together. And so I spent days organizing this. So really would appreciate your attendance. All right, so let's jump into a couple stories and we'll get rated some portfolios. We kind of went on for a little while there, so we're not going to spend too much time on the stories. But Algorand blockchain implements dynamic lambda or dynamic round times, they're also calling it, reducing block creation times. So too long didn't read. Basically, the long and the short of it is Algorand's dynamic round times makes block creation faster, beating Ethereum's block times by 20%. The price, dipped momentarily, but the update itself for the chain itself promises improved efficiency and speed on the network. And Algorand's flexibility and speed make it a top choice in the blockchain world for users and developers. And that's certainly true with how fast this thing's going now. I mean, Algorand went from 4 seconds to 3.3 seconds to now below 3 seconds. And now with AlgoKit 2.0, will allow developers to code in Python, where before they were coding in Teal, where Teal is a very complicated, coding language to learn. Python is known by millions and millions of people over the world. That will definitely open the door for more development on Algorand as well. And now with it averaging 2.9 seconds instead of 3.3 seconds, it's just getting faster. It's just getting better. It's just getting more secure. So basically, to explain like how the dynamic round times work, this is in the white paper itself. It's a really good analogy. It says, think of it like this: you're at a bus stop, and instead of adhering to the rigid timetable, the bus adjusts its departure time based on the number of passengers waiting. This flexibility and adaptability lie at the core of the dynamic round times, ensuring Algorand's blockchain remains responsive and efficient in periods of high demand. So when, instead of waiting for the rigid bus schedule, waiting around, the bus will keep moving or keep going based off of how many people are in line. I mean, that's a really, really smart way to put it. And this is what, is making them faster. And you have to give it to Algorand. They continue to roll with the punches. They continue when people are, I said this in a video I did like a month or two ago. Anytime there's hate, anytime they're saying, oh, this isn't good, they will do some massive update to change that opinion. Especially when people were saying Algorand's not decentralized with the relay nodes. There's only so many relay nodes. Well, now they're moving away from the relay nodes and to more of a gossip whisper style network that it doesn't rely on them. And now the relay nodes are not even making as many copies as they were before, making the rest of their use case now, there's less of them making copies, and that saves a lot of energy. That makes everything go faster. It cuts expenses down. All good things. So big shout out to Algorand Foundation. They should be very proud of their technical roadmap, and I'm very excited to talk to John. If you guys can't tell, it's going to be an amazing show. Definitely be at the Twitter space at 2 p.m. today. All right. Trump's anti-CBDC stance sets the tone for the 2024 presidential race. People feel the way they feel about Trump. And I agree. There was a Crypto Wendy O tweet that she just put out a little while ago that she said, I'm voting for whoever is pro crypto, and I don't care if it's Trump. And I'm with her on that. I am certainly with her on that. And for him to just basically come flat out and say that, he will not do CBDCs. He said it. Trump says he will prevent implementation of central bank digital currency. Straight up. And just for that to already be a topic, for that to him already to be saying stuff like that, like crypto is certainly on the map in whatever shape or form people are seeing it. And I can't even believe that there's so many people who are pro CBDC. Like how can anybody be like, oh, this is a great idea? Absolutely not. But yeah, so it is very interesting that he's already taken that stance. I mean, to be completely honest with you guys, I have never voted. I have never voted once in my life because I've always kind of been in the point where, well, it always polarizes everybody. And I've literally seen friends stop being friends and families stop being close over, oh, I voted for them and I voted for them. And it's always just been like this, guys, like, come on, like we don't really have any control over it. And I do kind of feel that way, but I feel like I am just for the point of it, I feel like I'm probably going to start getting involved a little bit more. I mean, I was like kind of really heavy into politics, 2015 on. I listened to like a lot of kind of right-leaning radio, stuff like that. And it's not like I would only vote on party lines, and it's not like I'm right-winged on every topic. It's kind of like I always see both sides of the fence, and I always play the devil's advocate in any argument. In any argument, I will always try to put myself in the position of the other person to try to learn more and try to understand. But like with that being said, I just really just don't want to see people just be so polarized and just like ruin friendships and burn bridges like over shit that we really don't have control over. So with that being said, like, like the serenity prayer, God grant me the serenity, the things I cannot change, all that. I feel that. I really do. So let's keep it moving here. Meme coin, named after Donald Trump, surges 50% after the ex-president says no to CBDCs. You got to love to see it. The meme coin, named after Trump, known as Trump, has seen its value on decentralized exchanges jump by 50%. 50% jump for the Trump meme coin based off of this. And you got to love the meme markets right now. The meme markets are literally all over the place. Like there is, I listened to this video by Ivan on Tech. He put out, I think like a couple hours ago. I listened to it in the morning, and he's first of all, Ivan's really good at finding like these like really sleeper coins that you'd really have to dig to find. I give him props for that. He is damn good at finding those coins. He doesn't stream that much. He used to stream a lot more, but I feel like now his streams are spread out, and when he streams, it's like fire. And I appreciate that. I really do. And he made a really good point that like every chain, it's like, they want meme coins, like, like the Avalanche, like spent a bunch of money, like to try to get meme coins. Like every chain is trying to make sure the hottest meme coins are on their chain. And that's really interesting that, they're literally making an effort to push shit coins. And I kind of like it. Like, you know what I mean? It kind of gives credit to the degens. It kind of, it values the users by showing that, that he says Ivan streams every day. All right. You might be right, because I used to listen to him all the time, but I know there was a point in time where he stopped streaming as much. So if he came back to full time, that's great. But I know there was a point in time where he wasn't. So my bad if I used to listen to him like literally every day, but I watched his video this morning. So my bad if I got that wrong. But yeah, let me go back to the stories here. But yeah, there's a lot of value in meme coins right now. So definitely keep that in mind as you're going from chain to chain. All right, so this is what the thumbnail of the show is about. Coinbase challenges SEC's authority in court hearing. So the court hearing was yesterday from, back in the summer. And basically a lot of this came down to, once again, like the interpretation of the Howey test. That's basically always what it comes down to. Coinbase challenges Coinbase challenges SEC, questions crypto regulation. Judge Fala's past rulings favor Coinbase's defense, and SEC crackdown on crypto firmly raises industry stakes. I don't want to get into the whole story, a lot to read here, but I know there's a couple ways we could, hold on, where is this other article? Okay, here we go. So here's another article on it right here. So Howey test face scrutiny as judge fight SEC interpretation. So this is kind of what it more comes down to. Always comes down to the interpretation of the Howey test and how they're going to interpret it. Coinbase has accused the SEC of attempting to reshape the Howey test to fit their criteria. Okay, Judge Falia has challenged the SEC's legal stance on key terms during the hearing, and intriguing parallels have drawn between the XRP and the Library cases, where the SEC did get the upper hand in that case a while back. Where's that tweet? I had a tweet that was really good. Okay, this is the tweet. So this is here from Eleanor Terrett from Fox Business. Adjourn the SEC's... Wait, can you guys see that? Make sure I click that. Okay. The SEC summation of its argument broadly is that Coinbase is making up a new version of the Howey test, and there can be no deviating from the Howey test as it was originally written. And that's funny she worded it that way, because in some articles I read that the SEC was arguing the Coinbase's version, and in other articles I read that Coinbase was arguing against the SEC's version. So there's definitely a big clash on how they both want the Howey test to mean a certain thing, and that makes complete sense. So the SEC lawyer said that the Congress of 1934 would be surprised today that there would be such an easy workaround to the carefully constructed regulatory structure they created in 1934 with regards to the market. All right, guys, I've said this on the show seriously 100 times. Like listen to yourself, SEC lawyer, is that the 1934 that was 90 years ago. They made those rules up to regulate oranges. Like, we need a new rule book. All right, so Coinbase contends that the SEC has failed to prove that the 12 issuers of the tokens in question made any statement or actions that could be interpreted as engaging in a contractual obligation with Coinbase customers, and the SEC is engaging in regulatory overreach by stretching the Howey test to fit the circumstances. The Coinbase lawyer said, I think there would have been a lot of surprise in 1933-34. Congress defined an investment contract that didn't have anything to do with a contract at all. The commission's complaint draws the court into completely unprecedented territory. The SEC should follow enforcement and rulemaking actions that make sense of statutory language that doesn't twist it upside down. This is several bridges too far, and for that reason, we ask you to dismiss it completely. Falia closed by making it clear she was not going to rule from the bench, and for both parties to take that as the compliment that it is. So FYI, ruling from the bench means making a decision on the spot. So the judge said, I'm not going to make this decision right now. We're not, what she definitely wasn't vibing exactly with how the SEC was framing it either. So it always comes down to the Howey test, everybody. And there's a little bit more to that story, but I do want to move on with the show here. But I will give you guys some articles here in the chat from the Daily Coin and stuff like that if you want to read into it a little bit more. But nothing like really crazy big came out of the court case yesterday. That was just one hearing. And of course, it always comes down to the clash over the interpretation of the Howey test. That's really like the big burger there. So with that being said, I am going to screenshot. I did get a couple $10 super chat from TNet Crypto. I bought some Bitcoin and ETH to restructure my top heavy portfolio. Would you buy smaller alt now or wait? I mean, well, what do you think I would do, everybody? What do you all think I would do? Do you guys think I would buy Bitcoin or Ethereum? Do you? Does anyone think I would ever buy Bitcoin or Ethereum? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I did. Here, let me get some portfolios over into, where's my photos? There we go. Boom. 1, 2. All right, here we go. So we are moving into the Rate My Portfolio segment of the show. Really appreciate everybody here. Got about 365 people in the house at the moment. Really appreciate each and every one of you. And be sure to smash that like button if you haven't already. Big help to me, big help to the channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. So let's get into some portfolio ratings here. So now, also this story, just very fast. It's always good to see these stories. They make me happy. Is Cardano whales wake up with 13 billion in large transactions, because Cardano has fallen almost to 50 cents. And even if we continue to bleed, I still feel like people think, it's probably not a bad level. Probably not a bad level, in the long run. Buying a 50-cent Cardano, it's kind of funny, especially in 5-10 years when we look back and say, damn, we could have bought that for 50 cents. Probably going to be the scenario there, but it's very, very long-term thinking. All right. First portfolio of the day. We have Doozy. Rate My Portfolio. 5K bag, 35 algo, 25 graph, 20 ADA, 10 HBAR XRP. Looking for a 10. Would probably swap XRP to HBAR and VeChain when XRP in the green. I mean XRP. It's okay. It's okay to have a larger cap coins. It's not the end of the world, but you just understand that they're anchors. That's kind of more diversification for the sake of diversification isn't always necessary. And read his question again. I did read his question. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not telling you guys to not buy Cardano or not buy XRP. I hold Cardano. I hold XRP, but I also am very aware of, I always go back to the likelihood of Cardano 10xing versus the likelihood of something smaller 10xing, and how much money it would take for XRP to 10x versus how much money it would take for Algorand to 10x. And that is a part of my argument. But at the same time, that doesn't mean to not get involved with projects that are still guaranteed winners. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, because the large market cap coins are so big, people feel safer buying them, which is why why it takes more for them to get upside. But that's why they also have upside, because more people know about them, more people feel safer buying them. Like the amount of people buying them, that's a different story than what the market cap needs to do and blah blah blah. So I'm not telling you to swap your XRP for HBAR. That's not what I'm saying. But I see your point. And VeChain is always a good idea to get more VeChain, in my opinion. So with that being said, it is always about the goal. You're right about that. Looking for a 10x in this portfolio. So certainly definitely top heavy with Algorand. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, you're going to be a lot of people are going to be top heavy with something. Most people go top heavy instead of even distribution. That is one hell of a top heavy. So you're basically saying, Algorand has to 10x, and I would like to think that I have a high degree of certainty that will happen. And And, so you're going to Algorand, Graph, ADA, HBAR, XRP. I mean, this is a really good bag. The distribution is a little off. Like what, only 10% Hedera. That's, I don't know. I don't mind this bag. The bottom line here, Doozy, is that we can sit here and hum and haul about your distribution all day long. But the bottom line is that your goal is a 10x. And I would say that is very likely. And with that said, I'm going to give you an 89. Good bag, Doozy. Good job. All right. Michael Edwards, can you rate my portfolio, please? Okay. So Solana, Link, Eagle, Lotix, Scale, ADA, AVAX. Okay. You didn't. The formatting's not okay, but I can roll with it. It's pretty self-explanatory. So we're talking pounds, 1,000, 2,000, 800, so 30. Okay. So basically, I don't hate it. I mean, you're really, really heavy top 10, like really heavy top 20 even, you know what I mean? So, this portfolio definitely requires the total crypto market cap to do very well. Considering, ADA, Link, AVAX, Solana. I mean, you have 4 big picks there that are a bunch of your portfolio. So you're definitely relying on the top side of the list there. And that's okay. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to do bad. I'm just saying that you're just, like I always say, the likelihood and the amount of money it takes, I always want you guys to consider that. And I don't mind the Eagle pick scale, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, I'm always kind of looking at, for me personally, and I'm just one guy, and you guys don't just listen to me and just listen to what I say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just one person, but at the same time, I am really focusing on everything from probably Filecoin or even Hedera down. Everything from here down. Those are what I'm going for. Those are what I'm going for, because, when you're looking at Solana, it's going to take another $41.5 billion just for it to go to $200. And I'm not saying that's impossible. And with all the VC backing and stuff like that, yeah, it's definitely going to happen eventually. But, it's at the same time, it's just like, damn, that is so much money. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of more for the come up. I'm more for the coins that are building, that have really good tech, that are far behind all those projects. So when when a big majority of your bag is, Solana, Cardano, Avalanche, Link, I mean, you're really relying on the upper end of the list there. And, I'm not saying that's bad. It's a really safe pick. And I do like that your goal says 5 to 10x. If your goal said 10x, I would not be that. I would. The likelihood of that happening isn't the same, but at the same time, because it says 5 to 10x, your goal is much more achievable for a 5, and that's probably what a 5 or 5 to 7 is what I at the most is what I would kind of think for that one. Taking something out. So I'm going to give you probably like an 80. I would definitely, like I said, be trying to target coins that have more room to run. I hope that makes sense. I'm screenshotting a couple bags here. So I'm going to go Jeremy. Boom. All right. No more after the King. The King, you get the last one. The King got the last super chat of the day. Appreciate all the super chats coming in. If you send any super chats in after King, I will have to pick you up on Tuesday. Oh, okay. So you're saying that you sold. Okay. So you're saying that you sold Bitcoin and Ethereum. Would you buy alts now or wait? Watch my video. All right. I'm sorry. I did misread that. I thought you said that you bought Bitcoin and Ethereum. Should I jump now? That I see where I went wrong there. My bad. So you sold Bitcoin and Ethereum. Would you buy alt now or wait? What I'm going to say is that I can't give you financial advice, but what I can do is ask you to watch the video I'm putting out later today. The video I'm putting out later today will perfectly answer that question for you. And I hope that makes sense. All right. Preston with the $2 super chat. Really appreciate it. I didn't share that. Here we go. We got 25K, 69 ETH, 7 A to 7 Algo, 7 ICP, 6 Link, 4% XRP, 5 to 7X. All right, man. Let's do it. It's that time of the day, everybody. Here we go. We're going over to my favorite site. We're going over to my favorite place in the world. All right. So what was the goal again? I got to get rid of Doozy here. Get rid of Michael. All right. His goal was a 5 to 7X. All right. So for Ethereum, right now, the Ethereum's market cap is basically 300 billion. For Ethereum to 5X, it would require a $1.5 trillion market cap. 1.5 trillion into Ethereum. Trillion with a T. Okay? So when your goal, when 69% of your bag is ETH and your goal is a 5 to 7X, I mean, even if ADA and Algo and ICP and Link and XRP kicks ass, which they probably will, man, nope. So yeah, man, yeah, I can't give you financial advice, but I just want you to be aware that for Ethereum to 5X, it would require $1.5 trillion. I'm going to give this one like a 60, dude. I have to. Out of just theory, bad distribution, that's just not it. That's not trying to be rude. I love my audience. You guys are amazing. But sometimes, I have to. It's not like I'm actually going to give anyone a -5. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I really going to give one of you guys a -5? Unless it's someone I know. I'll give someone I know a -5 all day. Because, it is -5 to 100 because I'm being sarcastic. But, I don't want like just someone nice for my audience that is just getting into crypto or is really bullish on Ethereum for whatever reason. And I'm not saying to not be bullish on Ethereum. I'm just saying that it takes $1.5 trillion for Ethereum to 5X. That's very unlikely. I mean, Bitcoin didn't even get to 1.5 trillion last bull run. Realize what it would take for Ethereum to get to 1.5 trillion. I mean, this is a lot of my argument for a lot of coins. All right. So, we talked about, all right, let's look at the graph. Okay. What would it take for the graph to 5X? Oh, 7.4 billion. 7.4 billion. So what's more likely? Ethereum getting to 1.5 trillion or the graph getting to 7.4 billion? What's more likely? That is my entire argument. And that's okay. That's good. I'm glad I'm on the internet saying what I'm saying. So going to get back to more portfolios, share this tab instead. Boom, boom, boom. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Much love to you guys. We got 404 people in the house. Damn, over 400 people watching. So, okay. Yeah. A lot of people really like Rate My Portfolio. If you don't like it, come on Monday or Wednesday or Friday or never. That's fine. Dominic Goldschmidt, $10 super chat. Hey, AJ, 45K folio. I like how he said folio. 16 ADA, 13 ICP, 12 Link, 10 HBAR, 10 Algo, 9 Quant, 8 XRP, 8 SCI, 7 LCX, 1% AGIX, OLX. Okay. Goal 500K. Okay. So you're definitely looking for a big bump there. And still dancing. Still DCA. I said dancing. Still DCAing. Don't know what to focus on. Okay, that makes sense. And whoever John this guy is, well, he doesn't. All right, John, you are the person that I want to listen. I don't really care if people in the Algorand community listen to the space I'm doing today. I want the John McCullouch. The John McCullouches of the world. That's who I want to listen to the Algorand space today. The space today is designed for you. Okay, but back to Dominic. Sorry, Dominic. All right, so 44K, you're looking to get to 500K. So you're looking for more than a 10. You're leading with ADA, backing, and then ICP Link. and then you have 8 XRP. You know, so between XRP and Link would be 20%, and then 32% and 45%. So 45% of your bag, Dominic, 45% of your bag is, you know, up here. Wait, what were the exact coins again? Yeah, so ADA, ICP, Link, XRP. Okay. So ADA here, you know, needs to put another 0 behind that. XRP here. Link 8.4. And I like Link, you know, and then ICP is, you know, at 5 billion. So, you know, I kind of think the threshold, like ridiculous, it holy shit ridiculous 210x probably starts around like Dogecoin. You know what I mean? I mean, Chainlink is like a little, I feel like Chainlink's like an in between. You know what I mean? I like where like the no-go zone for me is like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it's like that's the no-go zone, okay? And then under that is like XRP Cardano, which is like I'm okay to hold them, but those are like my Bitcoin and Ethereum because, you know, they're not in the hundreds of billions. They're still upside there, but that upside could, you know, the likelihood of it going crazy is, you know, and then under those are like the ICPs, the links, you know what I mean? And then the Litecoins, the Cosmoses, you know what I mean? And then really once you get to probably like the top 30, 29, like near protocol injective, that's where you really get into the coins that really have the market cap and the ability to really run up. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, man, it's like, I don't hate the bag. I don't hate the bag. I just want you to realize how much of your bag is concentrated into the top. And this is why I'm saying this. If your goal was a 4x, your goal was a 5x, I would have gave you a good score. We would have kept going. But I'm saying this because your goal is to more than 10x. Okay. And because your goal is to more than 10x and 45% of your bag is not stuck in, but, you know, in coins from inside the top 20, you know, I'm going to have to hum and haw about that a little bit. So I don't mind your distribution. I mean, honestly, the 1%, that doesn't matter. That's like air. You know, that's not much really in a $44,000 bag. But yeah, you have a decent distribution. You have pretty good picks. But yeah, I think you need to align your coin selection with your goals a little bit better. It's not a bad bag though. I just, if you really want to get the 500K, there has to be some rearranging at some point. I can't tell you exactly what that is, but I don't know if that bag can get to 500K. The likelihood is not as strong as other scenarios. And with that being said, Dominic, I like your bag. You're going to do fine, but I can't give you anything higher than an 80. I can't give you anything higher than an 80. All right, Jeremy. Hi from France. Hey from France. What's going on, bro? 128x. Got a 12.5 portfolio now. Wants to get to 20 before the halving. I guess he's saying there. I don't know if that's going to happen. The halving. Wait, someone said I missed a mass sauce. Let me finish Jeremy here first. All right, sorry, Jeremy. Hi from France. 128x. The portfolio is 12. He wants to get to 20 before the halving. It's at 12.5 now. Link 12, XRP 9.5, Algo 9.5, HBAR 17, Quant 16, Graph 14, ICP 6, Vet 7.5. Okay. Man, like, so really, dude, I am scared to really say like what anything is going to be before the halving. All the projections that I'm giving are for the top of the bull run, which is, you know, projected to be a year and a half after the Bitcoin halving, which has happened every cycle in the past. So we're going to hope that the recycle repeats itself, even if the timeline's off just by a little bit, which, you know, that can happen too. But when you're saying I want to be 20K before the halving, I wouldn't bet my bottom dollar on that. And this is another example of, guys, I really want you to watch the video that's going to come out later today. I really, really want you to watch that video. It's pretty big deal. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest with you, about that video, not your bag. But in terms of your bag, man, I mean, Link, XRP, Algo, HBAR, Quant, Graph, ICP, VeChain, man, you got a pretty solid distribution. Your coin selection is very much aligned with your. I mean, do you know why I like Jeremy's bag, everybody? Because Jeremy only wants an 8x. Jeremy only wants an 8x. He's not saying I want 20. I'm not saying I don't want. He's not saying I want 12 to 14. He wants an 8. He wants an 8x. And with that bag and that distribution, with those coins, all day, Jeremy, you get a 92. Great job, the Jeremy. All right, the king here, 25K, 72% Cardano, 21% quant, 5% H bar, and 0.28% sand. Looking for a 9. That's a tough one. All right. So basically, what you need is you need ADA to at least 8x, and quant and H bar to overperform like crazy. I mean, even if Cardano does like a 7, you're not going to get there. I mean, even for Cardano to 5, we're talking hundreds of billions. We're talking hundreds of billions, man. This is a tough one. This is a really tough portfolio to rate. Okay. So if Cardano went to 4, all right. So basically, man, you are looking for basically roughly a $5 Cardano. You're roughly looking for a $5 Cardano. Looking for a 9. Man, this is a tough one, dude. I mean, obviously, I like your conviction, but at the same time, it's that, would I rather have diversification, or would I rather put all my eggs in one basket? That's literally the question you're asking me right now. And in my opinion, King, I would much rather be diversified. So with that being said, I mean, all your eggs are in one basket, and you have balls, I'll give you that, but but your goal is a 9, and the likelihood of Cardano 9xing versus the likelihood of quant 9xing are two very different stories, man. And like I said, the Rate My Portfolio segment is really about your distribution, your coin selection, and your coin selection related to your goal. And when this is your coin selection, that's your distribution, and that's your goal, man. I don't know. This is a very hard one to score. It's a very hard one to score. I wouldn't be surprised if you got there, and I really wouldn't be surprised if you didn't. So it really comes down to, do I think Cardano can go to $5? I hope so. I mean, we all hope so, right? I love Cardano. I like Charles. I like everything they're doing. But at the same time, man, that's a lot of money, and if you're not willing to look outside into other ecosystems, into other scenarios with other market caps, and man, I don't know, man. That's a scary portfolio to rate. It really is. I'm going to give you like a 75 based off the fact that, it's not really a generic portfolio. It's not right down the middle. It's really top heavy. It's all on top, 72% of your bags in the top 10. And I think that, as much as I like Cardano is not a coin I'm trying to lead with, man. Cardano is a coin I hold in all my portfolios. I hold Cardano in all my portfolios, but I hold 8 to 10%, not 72. So I hope you achieve your goal, King. I really do. All right. So all right. We got. Hold on. I said Math Sauce. Math Sauce says I missed him, but I don't see him. If somebody could get me Math Sauces, let me know, because I don't see it and I screenshot everything. Well, can one of the mods let me know? Okay, I'm going to screenshot these last two. I was going to stop after King, but I'm definitely done after Clear Smoke. I do have to run here. I got a really big day today, but I do want to get all the ones on the list today. Matt Sauce, I don't see your super chat, man. So I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, but if someone get it to me, I'll get it to you next week. Okay. Here we go. Chino 9, AK, AJ, what's up, Chino? 40K portfolio, 11K, with 11K XRP. Okay, so you're giving me numbers here. Chino, I really need you to give me percentages and not this. It's not helping me because I can't like manually type 300 link at this price, but I can't do that. I don't have time to do that. So Chino, I will rate your portfolio, but just send me an email or a DM on Twitter and with a percentage breakdown, or even send me a pie chart. Maybe I'll put this portfolio in one of the videos coming up here in the near future. Clear Smoke, 13 to 15K. 13x 15K portfolio. H-bar 25, algo 20, quant 19, vet 18, graph 18. Shit. Yeah, man. I think that's straight. A lot of conviction. Basically all my favorite picks. Are you just pandering to get a high score? Are you just testing to see how high I can score someone? I think you might be. But you have a good distribution. I don't mind leading with H-bar. You have a really good coin picks. Your goal of 13x, that's very high. It's a very high goal, but I think it's possible. Man, I mean, anytime with a bag like this, if someone says 8 to 10x, I'd say all day. But anytime you go over 10, I don't want to give a degree of certainty to that, because you're really starting to get to a point there where it's like, that's where Bear AJ starts to be like, AJ, like, don't be too bullish. Don't be a moon boy. Don't just tell people what they want to hear. Be realistic. Like that AJ starts to talk to me like when I see like anyone looking for anything more than a 10x. But at the same time, man, this, if anything's going to 13x, in my opinion, that would probably be the bag. So yeah, man, I'm going to give you a 90 based off your distribution, based off your coin selection. You're definitely giving yourself a chance to 13x. And I think that's what matters the most. Awesome. We still got, we still got over 350 people in the house right now. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. Yeah, Massa, he sent me a DM on Twitter. All right, one sec. I'll go off that because I don't like missing super chats. You guys know this. Okay. Mass Sauce is correct. I'm sorry I missed you. I'll go right off my phone here. Mass Sauce, I have a 50K portfolio, 50% FET. Holy shit. 20% Cadena, 15% Flux, 5 H-bar, 2.5 CKB, LUNC, 0.5%. All right, so very small. Okay. So 15 to 20x. So basically it comes down to the idea is, can Fetch, which is AI coin, can that well, that's 50, that's half your bag. So you're basically saying this coin's going to 15 to 20x. That's what it means. And so let's look at it. Shout out to Edu Vids. After listening to AJ, it's hard to listen to other people casually saying that this coin, that coin can 20 to 30x. Thank you. There are so many people like misleading their audiences. They are straight lying to their audiences for clicks. Like I literally went on this rant where I was kind of mad like a couple of weeks ago, where I was like, and if you want someone to lie to you, watch somebody else. I said that. And Goody was like one of my good friends. He helps me a lot with my channel. He's like, AJ, like, you can't say that to an audience. And I'm like, yes, I can, because I don't want to lie to people. I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, the coin you love, it's going to 50x. Like, I'm never going to say that. I'm never, ever, ever going to do that to you guys. That's because I care. I don't want, one, I want to see you succeed, and I want to see you be realistic and succeed. And two, I don't want you to point the finger at me because I said this coin was going to go there and it didn't get there. And this is why I'm always saying everything with the air of caution. So that's always worth in mind. But Mass Sauce, yeah, let's look at the FET situation really fast. And I do have to roll out. I have a very busy day. But FET AI, share this happen instead. Let me on the wrong thing here. Oh, I put that on the wrong tab. One sec. Boom. Okay. So, all right, the circulating supply is 1.04 billion with the max supply 1.1 billion. So that is very good in terms of tokenomic scenarios. So that's good. I know this is an AI project. Let me pull the chart on it. Fetch AI. Let me just look at like the weekly. Okay, so this is one of those AI coins that has heavily up down. What I don't like is the first thing I see on this chart, Mass, is up price, down oscillator. You got bearish divergence on a weekly chart. That's very scary. Very scary to hold that project right now, especially as it already started the turnaround. You see how it already started the turnaround? Oh, sorry. You see how there's a support resistance level right here from that wick? I would, dude, if I were you, I'm not holding this coin once it breaks this. No way. No way, because there's nothing to catch it, because it's so up and down, because it's such a volatile project. I mean, let me just double check what the market cap on this one was. I forgot to get that number. So you're talking a coin just outside the top 100 with a market cap of 647 million. So the numbers aren't that hard for you to 10x. But, you also have to consider the support resistance level. You have to consider how easy it is for this coin to just blap, blap, blap super hard. You know what I mean? I mean, even if this thing goes from, say it bounces off the support resistance and goes to, the top of its price action there, you're really only looking at a double up. So you're really, Mass, you're really asking this thing to go way beyond what it's ever done. I mean, you're basically asking this thing to go higher than that. Okay, so I mean, you're asking this coin to go up here, to go to $6. And when you look at it like that, and this is all it's ever done, and you're looking for it to go all the way up here, and I think you're asking for a lot out of this project. So not trying to be rude, I don't know if that's going to happen. And I also don't know that much about the coin either. So I know it's an AI project. I wrote something on it like a year ago, but I have to double check. But to be honest with you, man, like Mass, so 50% of your bag is in that coin. So you're basically saying this coin is going to 10x. So I don't know if I would watch the support resistance levels on that chart. Go to the chart and chart that out like I just did, and look at the support resistance levels, because that is scary. Kevin, I'm going to have to get back to you another day. I'm already far over. And Mass, for your score, man, I don't even know what to score it, because I guess like a 60, 65. It's really all based on one AI coin. And that it doesn't even have price history that high. You know what I mean? It's very volatile, very, for me to come on here with a high degree of certainty and say, oh, that AI coin out of all the AI coin is going to perform that crazy after it does no previous bullish price history. And for it to get to its all-time high, it would have to double in price now. You're asking a lot, man. And if you see something I don't with that project, man, please send me another message. We could talk about it on Twitter. Like, I want to learn more about it. But from just what I'm seeing on the charts and what I'm seeing on support resistance levels, I don't feel safe. I don't want to get you all pumped up on that coin, because the technicals I see on the chart right now aren't letting me do that. Kevin, I'm going to have to get back to you guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't smashed the like button already, please smash the like button on the way out the door. My name's AJ Writes Crypto. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Get rich or get wrecked later. Oh, Algorand, please, 2 p.m. Please come to the Twitter space on my Twitter at 2 p.m. Very big interview with John Allen Woods, the CTO of the Algorand Foundation. We're going to talk roadmap. We're going to talk everything. We're going to get it. So big shout out to John. Big shout out to Algorand Foundation. I really hope to see all 300 of you at the space at 2 p.m. over on my Twitter at AJ Writes Crypto. Really appreciate it. Get rich or get wrecked later.